unintentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play. And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number one.
The Pacers shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. First one falls for them.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
Here's Mozgov. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Here's Lawson. Mozgov with the steal. Dellavedova, no good. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Cavaliers lead by 3. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. You have to like what we're seeing from J.R. Smith.
It's as if he can get to the rim any time he wants. And in that first half, he wanted to quite a bit.
And that's where his points were coming from. I mean, the defense has to do a much better job of challenging him at the rim.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. You have to like what we're seeing from J.R. Smith.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
On the court for Indiana, they've got Ian Mahina. George Hill out there with Ellis. Then it's Paul George, and it's Allen in at the power forward. James left side. Pass to Love. Off target from outside.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Yeah, but for a guy that shoots it as well as he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
Let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that have been the biggest three-point threat since the All-Star break. The Cavaliers 5th.
I mean, they've gotten better at shooting the ball as the season has gone on, and you like their trajectory. I mean, they're in a great offensive groove right now.
And the first one drops. And Indiana making a change here. Turner's checked in. And both free throws good for Paul George.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
The drive by James. The kick out to Irving. Goes back up. And Turner with the block. Here's Ellis. And the rejection by Love. And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Love. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Hill passes to Mahimi. Indiana moving the ball around. Turner. And he banks in the layup. Turner's got 6 points.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, they're losing the battle in the paint.
That savvy little up fake there, fooling the D. And that's 13 points for Smith.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
And Thompson sends it back. The three. And there's J.R. Smith on the assist by LeBron. Smith's got the game tied up here for Cleveland. Out to the wing. Shots good by Turner. Turner's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
And it's Love missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Miles, that's good.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. He didn't even have to break stride.
The Cavaliers have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
A different look now for Cleveland. Iman Shumpert has come in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Indiana. Also making some changes. Hill comes in for Mahimi. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Ellis. Hill kicks to Turner. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down. I can't believe defenders are not aware. They cannot allow him that position.
Yeah, you're right about that, Greg. He's put a no trespassing allowed on that spot of the floor. It's all his.
And it's Love penetrating. Turner with the steal. On up the court. And it's Miles missing.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Now the Pacers moving it up. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
And that is good. Dellavedova's got 6. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted. He's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov comes in for Thompson. And Channing Frye's subbed in for Kevin Love. Indiana also making some changes. Allen's checked in for C.J. Miles. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Hill. Pass to Lawson. And the rejection by James. Dellavedova kicks to LeBron. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Paul George is checked in for Turner. The free throw drops for James. Pacers trail by 4. Lawson dishes to Allen. No good off the back of the rim.
You can see how much the defense respects him. I mean, they were all over him on that look. Boy, he hung in the air, double pump, and then threw it down.
Well, the D just stepped aside. Let him pick what kind of move he wanted to make, and voila, there it is.
There it was.
And what a beautiful move it was.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Shumpert kicks to LeBron. Clock at 6. And it's Dellavedova missing.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did the fourth. that miss. Well done. Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And he better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. Cleveland ahead as they wrap up the 3rd quarter on a 14-6 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. Kevin Love out there with Smith. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Thompson in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Here's Miles. No good. And Cleveland the other way now.
Defensively, they just weren't there. I mean, that's a freebie. It should have been 2 points.
The shot's good from Irving.
He's fortunate that shot found the bottom of the bucket. It wasn't the highest quality look.
Hill kicks to Miles. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
And at this stage of a tight game, the tired legs really start to show. A defense becomes vulnerable if you can continue to pound it inside.
Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just not letting up at all.
Excellent D there from George.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Inside, the drive by Smith. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Cavaliers.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
The screen from Thompson. Irving passes to Dellavedova. Kicks to Smith. Irving drives in. Good. Irving's got the lead up to 9 now for the Cavs.
Oh, nice double pump finish there, strictly for the fans.
Timeout called the Pacers.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He loved the work they were doing on the interior, saying, listen, they've got no answer for us inside, and we're not going to let them off the hook now. Keep pounding it down low.
Thank you, Doris. And Cleveland making a change here. James is checked in. The first free throw is good.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
No good on the second free throw. The Cavaliers leading by 8. Stolen by Ellis. And there's the foul on Kyrie Irving. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
The Pacers making a switch here. Allen's checked in. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places you could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
And it's Smith missing. Pacers trail by 10 to the inside. George. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And now both teams really in a groove.
This game already, guys, was high scoring, but they really